you get to sell, and I know that this just isn't about upselling, but it is, you get to sell your product as the highest quality thing for the ductwork, and the efficiency rating is the highest quality thing. Hey, how's it going? It's Tim Brown, and this is the Plumbing and HVAC Hustle podcast. And we're talking about 5 things to know if you're selling more heat pumps. And I'm grateful to have Tracy Martin and Jared Scott on from Aeroseal. How are you guys doing today?
Doing great. Glad to be here.
Yeah.
So, can you guys give just like a couple minute background of like Aeroseal and your guys' roles at the company?
Sure. Jared, you want to start?
Ladies first, Tracy.
Oh, gosh, thanks. Okay. So Aeroseal, I've been here almost 10 years. I am a program director. Prior to that, I helped manage our network of dealer partners across the US and Canada. We have about 1,000 plus contractors across those two areas, US and Canada, most of which come from the HVAC segment or HVAC industry. Currently, I'm working on a special program designed for those who offer duct cleaning. And I'll keep it short and sweet. Jared.
Yeah, I've been here just over 9 years actually last week, and joined a team here. We basically bring on contractors to become new dealers with us, and then once they come on board, we do training and ongoing support to help them be successful using Aeroseal in their sales efforts.
Awesome. And we're going to be talking about these 5 things to know if you're selling more heat pumps. So we'll get right into it. I'm going to ask the first question to you, Tracy. What is a big reason to both sell heat pumps and, products like Aeroseal right now? Like what is something driving this big trend? I hear it's up 20 to 25% from last year. It's going up fast. A lot more people are selling these. Why?
Yep, great question. So no matter which way you turn, there's so much more focus in the world today on being more energy efficient. And the federal government released the federal IRA tax incentives January 1st of 2023. It is federal, so it's available to every state across the nation. And what's great about Aeroseal and heat pumps, to answer your question, is there are incentives available for both services, and they can be combined or stacked because they're in different categories. And so the benefit to a contractor is it makes that heat pump sale a little easier because you've got an offset for the amount that the homeowner is going to spend. They can offset that spend with a federal tax credit. And when combined with duct sealing, the homeowner could save up to $3,200 in a filing year. So it's real money.
$3,200, and that's the original heat pump one is 2,000.
Yep.
And so the duct sealing is 1,200.
Yeah, so it's a maximum of 1,200. It's 30% of the service price up to a maximum of 1,200. Yep.
That's really cool. Really
Yeah.
cool. Why does the government do this? Like, what is their end goal with this?
Yeah, I think no matter which way you align, we want to be less reliant on fossil fuels, right? And so, especially when you start looking at the local levels, utility companies are getting a lot of pressure to lower their grid demand. And you got some of those brownouts and blackouts that have happened in different parts of the country. They're creating lots of programs, rebate programs, and incentives for their customers to be more energy efficient. Insulation, air sealing, duct sealing, high efficiency HVAC equipment. They're doing all different kinds of things to try to get homeowners to be more efficient with their energy consumption, so it lowers the demand on the power grid, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. And I mean, like being talking to solar contractors and stuff like that, sometimes thinking about the energy efficiency part and also the money savings to the homeowner on their cost of energy and whatnot. And there's, like you said, no matter which way you line, there's a lot of different types of people. I've had solar contractors that say that it's a lot of their customers are conservative people that just want to save money and they're doing the math. They're spreadsheet people or whatever. So like lots of reasons to get more energy efficient, of course. I want to go to number two on this list, five things. So the next one, reducing callback. How does selling heat pumps reduce callback?
Yeah, let me jump on that. Let me go right to that IRA thing real quick. If you're a contractor and you're thinking about, why use this, think of this as a coupon that you don't have to fund, right? So you get the homeowner gets the benefit of it. You don't have to eat any cost on it. But so getting into the reducing the callback part of this, with the electrification movement, the movement to selling more heat pumps, we see probably 40-50% of the industry, different contractors out there, are still a little reluctant with moving customers from furnaces in the up north here to heat pumps, and a couple of reasons why. But one of the most prominent ones that we hear is they're concerned that homeowners are going to move away from that real comfortable heat feel in the winter, putting their hands at the vent and feeling 85-degree air coming out, and that feels comfortable and cozy. And with heat pumps, it is a lower temperature air, and as these contractors that we're talking to know full well, that the fan runs longer, so it heats the space in a slower means than a furnace does. But to the homeowner, they may not do the research, may not understand what that means. So when there's a cold snap, they go to the register because they don't feel as warm or as comfortable as they typically would. They feel a
Mm.
much cooler temperature coming out, so around maybe 78, 79 degrees, and they will pick up the phone and who they're going to call, the contractor that installed it, right?
Mm.
And the contractor is probably going to then say, well, let's create a service call, have them go out there, and if it's still under warranty, that's going to be a cost to the contractor that they may not get any, it may not get paid for, right? And if you're a contractor out there, that's what you want to avoid. You want to reduce the percent of callbacks that you get, and or at least have an opportunity to turn it into a revenue generating call. So when they go out, they're going to run through their checklist of items, and they're all going to do a really good job of making sure if everything checks out, then they tell the homeowner, actually, good news, everything checked out fine. And then they leave. And the homeowner, though, is still thinking, wait a minute, it still doesn't feel right. So explanation goes a long way. And I think contractors, when they're converting from oil and gas furnaces, uh, those customer sales, they can explain explain the difference. So that goes a long way. But also there's some other things in making sure that, making just not just the box, the system itself efficient, but going on into the duct, making the duct work efficient to deliver the conditioned air the way that it's designed.
Perfect. Let's talk about number three, right size for the region. I was actually going to ask, like, is the move to more heat pumps, is that region specific? Are there places where it's really big and places where it's not as big?
Yeah, in the South, heat pumps are really popular and have been for some time. When you get up north, and again, that's probably reason number two. A lot of contractors don't convert oil and gas furnace customers to heat pumps, or at least they position a hybrid, so a heat pump with a furnace backup. But yeah, so in the north, the further north you go, the more challenging it gets for heat pumps to perform. Provide the comfort that homeowners are really looking for. But sizing it right for the region, what's typical is, during the AC, or at least on the AC side, there's an oversizing for the summer months. And that can have some negative impact on the efficiency, right? So even if it's a high efficiency piece of equipment, if it is oversized, it often will kick on and off more throughout the day. And so that's called short cycling.
So as a homeowner, I wouldn't imagine that. If you just told me that the bigger equipment would be bad in some way, I wouldn't understand. I'd be like, it'd get colder quicker, right?
Yeah,
Or something like
yeah.
that. And maybe that's true, but yeah, tell me why I'm wrong on that, because that would be my natural assumption as a non-sophisticated homeowner.
Yeah, so the contractors on here, they know that there's the right way to size equipment, right? To do the load calculation that's right for the climate zone and everything there. So for the homeowner though, you're right. They do think bigger is better, right? And there are contractors out there that are going to try to help make up for the overall system inefficiency or the duct system inefficiency, or help the customer try to cool an area at the furthest end of the house or maybe even the upstairs by oversizing the equipment. The two outcomes there though are going to really affect efficiency and humidity. By kicking on and off so much, it doesn't really ramp up and it won't remove as much humidity, which goes straight into a comfort feel. High humidity
Mm.
equals less comfort. More turning on and off means higher electric bill.
This goes to a discussion that I've seen on, Facebook and Instagram between different contractors. Like there's people, essentially HVAC contractors, and I'm not saying they're wrong, but saying if your AC doesn't get down to 65 in the middle of a very, very hot summer, that there's something wrong. And then there's other people coming at them and saying, yeah, it should never get that low. Like you shouldn't have that ability. Even if you did, you probably have oversized stuff or there's
Yeah,
something wrong. And can you clear that up for us?
yeah.
Is there a too cold? Is there you probably shouldn't be that cold in the middle of 110-degree summer in Alabama?
Yeah, I think what you're talking about, by the way, will probably be the number one most commented point on any podcast, any Facebook post, or anything, and it's around system sizing. There are some contractors in the industry that will, when they go to do change out work, if a system is down and they show up and there's a 2.5 ton system and 16 SEER, they often will just price out a 2.5 ton 16 SEER system. That there's some bad terms for some of those folks out there that, but that, without really kind of taking a good approach around proper sizing and doing things right for the customer. And in the end, there can be some negative effects. So if you oversize in areas and the system can produce a lot of air, a lot of cold air, right, on the AC side, it can produce condensation on metal ductwork, and that's bad. Especially if it's anywhere that's dark and dirty, right? That's prime place for organic growth. But it can even produce condensation all the way out on the to the metal registers in homes, and that's producing water that's not removed the way it's supposed to be in a house is just generally a bad idea. So,
That,
and I'm
like I
speaking
said,
very broadly here, Tim. So
no, it's
again,
real.
I guarantee it's
Hey,
going to be the number one commented thing here is this
let's
topic.
go.
Yeah, yeah,
We need some comments. Comment below if you disagree.
Yeah, and we'll
Well,
need
And
Jared's cell phone number too, right?
yeah,
Right?
yeah,
yeah.
Jared,
Yeah.
throw that out there, personal email. So that's a good segue though to our next point, and I want to talk about that. Like a lot of contractors show up, from what I understand, and just assume if there's ductwork there, that if it's there, it's fine. Like that if there's nothing
Yeah.
technically like there's no holes in it or something like, there's not like some glaring obvious issue that we're good. Can you
Mhm.
talk to me about the number 4 on our list of things to know if you're selling more heat pumps?
Many homes suffer from inefficient HVAC systems due to leaky ducts, leading to uneven room temps, lost airflow, and higher energy costs. Aeroseal's innovative sealant technology targets and repairs leaks, improving airflow and efficiency. Increase your customer satisfaction, increase sales, and offer a unique market advantage. Become a leader in HVAC efficiency. Aeroseal.com.
Yeah, I'll say that contractors are, they have the schedule, right? They need to, if they're doing a change out, there's something is sold and they want to get in, they want to get out. They don't want to bother the customer any longer than what they have to. So selling selling the equipment rather is their main focus. And even though if they're selling high efficient equipment, that connected to inefficient ductwork is going to greatly reduce the point of the sale of high efficiency equipment. So here's an example. We've got a chart that we can share or something. I know some people are just listening to this, but there's a reference that we have here that on a 22 SEER system that has 20% duct leakage, and that's pretty conservative, right? So 20 SEER system on the left. For those that are looking at the chart, 20% leakage there in the middle means that system is no longer a 20 SEER system. It's a 13.9 delivered efficiency SEER, and the homeowner doesn't get what they're paying for, right? The contractor isn't delivering what was intended, hopefully not promised, but there's when you look at like quality, when companies build a brand and they want to serve their homeowners the right way and they want to do everything right with quality mindset, sometimes this is overlooked because they stop at the box and they don't follow the ductwork out. So, if you were to sell a 20 SEER system, seal ductwork tightly, self-plug here, Aeroseal, but it can actually make that system perform to near 20 SEER capability, so 19.4 SEER. So the customer is getting much more of what they're expecting. The energy bills will be more in line with being advantageous because it's the whole system, the HVAC box and the duct system is brought to a high level of efficiency.
Yeah, let me add. Can I add a few things on that, Tim?
Yeah. Yes, please.
Yeah. So a little catchphrase we like to use here is when you take high efficiency equipment and attach it to leaky ductwork, what you're giving your customer is something that is efficiently being inefficient, right? You're just more efficiently being inefficient. And keep in mind, all those equipment efficiency ratings are assuming what? They're assuming perfectly sealed ductwork. And that's just never the case. When we install equipment, it's never perfectly sealed ductwork unless it's been aerosealed. But the other thing, just a couple quick fun facts. We know that about 95% of homes have duct leakage. Most ducts leak between 25 and 40%. And when you take like a sheet metal duct system, think of all those connection points that are metal on metal. Every one of those connection points is about, on average, it's about 0.5% of leakage. So you do quick mental math. You can see how very, very quickly you can arrive at 25% or more leakage simply because those two pieces of metal just don't fit perfectly well together. So yeah, we could talk about this topic, I think, for a long time, but just wanted to add a couple points.
Yeah, and that gets us to our number 5 point, obviously just efficiency on that ductwork. And I liked how you pronounced ductwork with the C and the T fully intact. I'm going to work on that. Ductwork. I'm going to work on that. So ductwork. And you look at those points. Yeah, you see the little holes when you're looking at the bends in the metal, and it's kind of crazy how much that will affect your stuff. And I saw this product in action at AHR at the show, and just it's the fine mist that and I'm going to butcher it. Just let me try, Jared, and then correct me. But it's this fine mist that gets pumped through the system, seals up a lot of those little holes in the ductwork, and then you get to sell. And I know that this just isn't about upselling, but it is. You get to sell your product as the highest quality thing for the ductwork, and the efficiency rating is the highest quality thing. Whereas frankly, and you guys don't want to say it, but I'll say it. If you're saying that you're getting these SEER ratings, if you're selling it that way and there's all these holes, it might not be accurate.
Right.
And if it's not accurate, do you really want to be selling something that's not accurate, or do you pride yourself in selling accurately? That's really like, I believe that there are higher quality contractors that have better warranties and are more likely to be around, so they should cost more. They should cost more. You are that company already. You're that company already. So be that company by being accurate in the way you're selling things with these SEER ratings and these efficiency ratings. I respect that. Can you give me a little bit more about like how this really works with Aeroseal? If you guys are working with a contractor, how does that process? Do you guys have any ways that you enable them to use this product better? So, because I know like getting a new product is kind of a little bit of work, training your people on it and stuff like that. So how do you guys help people get through that period?
Yeah, I think we take a lot of pride in the way that we partner, and I'm purposefully using that word. We partner with our dealers who join the network. So we have a pretty comprehensive onboarding process where the dealer will come here to wonderful Dayton, Ohio, for their certification training, which is a blend of classroom and hands-on training. So we have a house that we kind of converted into a training environment where we're trying to recreate every scenario you might see across the country, different geographical setups, upflow, downflow, sheet metal, flex, wall cavities, not wall cavities, you name it, right? So we're trying to account for most everything you're going to see out in the field, but a nice, safe environment for folks to learn in. But that's really just step one. So coming here and getting that training is where it starts. But afterwards, we have account managers that work directly with our dealer partners. And, we will get as involved as a contractor will let us. And, the program that I'm working on right now, we're actually doing some sales enablement where we're converting sales for our dealer partners. But I think the point is, and I'm sure Jared wants to add, we can't be successful unless our network is successful. So we take it very seriously in terms of providing that support and coaching and really being proactive for our dealers. We don't just sit around and wait for the phone to ring. Jared?
Yeah, so that's on the support side. Tracy nailed it. The other part of this is, if they are, or as they are thinking about making the transition to heat pumps and maybe positioning the federal IRA and some other things like that. The big thing too to make sure that is connected, or how the contractor connects to the homeowner, the efficiency and the proof of what was done is in our software. So the software itself, it does a duct blaster test, and I'm probably I should say a duct efficiency test. I'm not going to name another brand, but it's very similar for those that are in the industry. They understand when you say that it is going to measure duct efficiency before the seal. It measures it ongoing during the seal, and then afterwards a post-seal test as well. It charts it out nicely so the homeowner understands this sealant that goes into their ducts that they may never ever see, but it shows the plotted starting point and then the chart with the end point as well that shows what was actually accomplished. And they're going to feel it right away in the comfort side. But as as the summer goes on, or you hit the peak winter season, they're going to also see a big difference in their utility bills and the efficiency. So as a contractor if a contractor is wanting to step into the efficiency play, starting with the electrification and heat pumps is perfect, and then tying right into overall system efficiency with Aeroseal is a great way to do it. And you don't have to. You certainly can get into the BPI training and some of the whole house, running blower door tests and things like that. You can do that. You don't have to actually make efficiency improvements that homeowners care about and otherwise don't know how to actually solve in their house.
Totally. So it's aeroseal.com if you want to become a dealer. Strongly recommend checking them out. I think that this positions you as a high-end contractor with all the things that homeowners want. I would check that out. Aeroseal is AEROSEAL.com. And I would love to really quick ask you guys my rapid fire questions before we go. It's hot takes and cold trends. And so, what is a hot take or a controversial opinion that something you believe, but maybe a little bit controversial in the industry?
I got one.
Okay.
I think a lot of times I see and I hear HVAC contractors assume that a homeowner is always looking for low dollar, right? They don't want to spend more than they have to. And I couldn't disagree with that more. You know what homeowners want is they want to pay for it once. They don't want to have to pay for something twice or pay for something and not get what they want. So I think we shouldn't assume that they're not afraid to spend money. They know they got to spend money. They just want to get what they paid for. There's one.
I love that. What about cold trends? Something that's contractors should not be spending money, time, energy, or effort on.
Something that contractors shouldn't be spending time, money, or energy on. I think one of the things. Is just gosh. I had an idea too as we were talking earlier, and
we were talking about that whole like selling larger systems than people need.
Oh, for sure. Yes. Yeah. So the whole purpose here is around efficiency. Selling oversized equipment is not advantageous. It is not helpful. The only thing it's helpful for is an increased ticket value, but it's not. That's going to cause, most likely it's going to cause a customer to look for another contractor on their next need, right? So, we know sizing it right and doing things, the ACA quality install approach is great for this. And there are other organizations that can help with how to design a system. It takes a little bit more time. It's a cost you can translate or you can pass off to your customer. They're going to Tracy's point, they're going to be willing to pay for the difference, right? So in the new construction world, builders are, some of these top builders are starting to figure out that efficiency equals quality in new homes. And it helps with warranty coverage and all these other things. Homeowners that are living in, a 100-year-old home, they can actually get the benefit from a lot of these trends as well, right? So size it right, install it well, and make end-to-end everything efficient, and that's really what will translate to a homeowner, a customer, I should say, for life.
Love that, and I think just noting that this is a surge, a very big trend right now, obviously evidenced by the 25% increase in heat pumps and any other things related to efficiency. If 5 years ago you don't think homeowners cared about this as much, you may want to kind of relook at it and see and offer the options because, homeowner attitudes change. Homeowner attitudes in your area have probably changed from 5 years ago when you set your current price book or, your options that you've got now. So maybe relook at those options. How can somebody get a hold of Aeroseal if they want to start adding that to their options?
Yeah, if they want to look at bringing Aeroseal on and being a dealer, aeroseal.com, AEROSEAL.com, and there's a become a dealer link that's on there, and we're happy to share what it means to become a dealer, walk everyone through the end-to-end process, and really figure out if this is something that's tied into the IAQ part of their business or the change out part of their business, whatever is right for them to deploy it. We've got every angle covered.
Awesome. Thank you for being on, Jared and Tracy. Tracy, any final words?
Uh, Gosh, I don't know. I'll add one more. I think when
Yeah.
you look at the importance of energy efficiency and what it can do for HVAC businesses, I think more and more homeowners they're getting younger, right? Younger folks are starting to buy homes, and I don't care what market research info you look at, that demographic cares about energy efficiency. They care about sustainability. They want to know that they're buying something that is good for the earth, I guess, or what have you. So you can't hide from it.
Mhm.
You can't hide from it even if you want to. I think it's not going to go away, and we got a great way to help you deliver on that promise of efficiency.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for joining. The podcast is put on by hookagency.com, Hook Agency all over social media. Appreciate everyone for joining. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Bye-bye.